Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of the Evexia Effect. I'm Gilly, and today we're going to be talking all about yoga. We have the most incredible yoga instructor as a guest here on the episode. We have the wonderful Christina, who is from Kos. She lives in Kos and she teaches yoga here in Kos, and she's just an incredible human being. So welcome, Christina. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, Gilly. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me here. It's an honor to be here with you. And thank you for your lovely words.
You're welcome. It's an honor to have you. So, we're going to get straight into the podcast. So, Christina, you were born and raised here on Kos. What was it like growing up on the island, so deeply connected to wellness and ancient healing?
Okay, I was basically born in Athens, but I was raised in Kos, so I spent all my childhood here. Do you know, by these years, here things were so free and so innocent. Like, grew up in the 90s and 2000s, and we just had a freedom. We were playing out as kids, having this connection with nature, always like walking barefoot, going to the beach, playing up, going out to the fields with family for picnics, for stuff like that. So I remember since I was a child, I was feeling this connection with nature. And they were just innocent years, peaceful years, just playing out, no phones, no social media, going around with our bikes, playing out till late. So I would say they were lovely years, a lovely place to grow up, for sure, for sure.
A very different environment to what it is like to grow up, even whether you're here on Kos or elsewhere. That whole technology thing, I think, has taken away the freedom and the connection to nature that even I didn't grow up on an island, but I grew up playing out. I grew up being with my friends, riding bicycles, etc. We were on the streets.
Yeah. Yeah, I just lost a little bit at the end, what you said.
I was saying that the connection's not doesn't seem to be there anymore, the connection to nature.
Yes, that's true. Because I think with technology and with everything, now kids are just in the house a lot more and on the screen, and they don't have. And lifestyle also is different because these years things were quite easier financially as well. But now most families are struggling. They have to work a lot, many hours. It's not this free time anymore to do things and to take kids out. I don't say it happens, like lots of people that are doing this still, and it's wonderful. But I think the percentage is less now because of the lifestyle of the quick rhythms and of technology, of course, phones, tablets,
Yeah.
everything.
The cost of living is so much more expensive. Two working parents, and they work long hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did your journey with yoga begin? What led you to eventually open your studio on Kos? What was it like?
Okay. It's a long story. I'll try to make to say the basic things. So my journey with yoga began about 11 years ago, 2014, and it just came to me. I was living in Athens these years, just finished uni and having had my life there, and it just came to me a period of my life that I was not very well, and then I was looking for something to help me relax and empty my mind and things like that. So I just discovered meditation first, and the first connection with yoga was with meditation and with some breathing techniques to help me relax. And after that, by these years, I was going to a drama school in Athens, and we had in the program a class that was yoga. Uh, I never went there because the same time with another class I was attending. But every time I was passing out and seeing people doing yoga, I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Like, what are these people are doing? So after a while, I just tried to find out myself. I went to some yoga studios there, attending some classes. And the first months, I was mostly doing myself with internet, with YouTube. So that was my first experience, how I started. And after I have like was ups and downs. I don't know. Do you wanna keep going to tell you the whole story?
Yes, yes, go for it. I want to know it all.
Okay. So first I was just doing it when I was feeling stressed. It was not it was not a routine for me yet. And after I started traveling, so the next year I went to Southeast Asia and I attended a yoga class in Thailand, which I didn't like at all. Um, but that happens, you know. And I was like, I'll give it another try, you know, because it's good when you try something to give another try, of course. So after I was in Vietnam, I went to another class, which again I didn't like. And I was like, I'm sure I'll give a third. I will give a third try. So after, yeah, I came back. I was just doing some yoga in Athens and some yoga studios, and myself, of course. And then I came here. It was 2018, I think, when the first yoga studio opened in Cardamena. I think it was 2018, if I'm not wrong. And I was going regularly there, and I loved it. It was so nice, so nice. And I started, and I was also practicing a lot more by this year, like every day. It began to become, started to become a routine for me and a necessity. So I was practicing a lot. And suddenly, one day when I was just chilling on the beach, I just felt, I don't know, I just felt that I want to go to India to do a training and become a yoga teacher. This just came to me suddenly. I don't know, it was like a sign from the universe. So I did it. I went there with my brother. I did the training. We were open to this. We didn't know after if I want to teach, how it's going to be. I did it first for myself. And I loved it so much, Gilly. It was just a life-changing experience. So I came back and I started teaching from 2019. First, I teach a little bit to the yoga studio that was here in Cardamena just for a month. After, I had my close group of people, and then COVID came. So after COVID, like during COVID, I would say 2021, that studio had already closed because, like, during COVID, it was quite difficult to maintain. And then I was like, well, there's not a yoga studio in Cardamena, so why I don't open one? And then the other is history. I just opened it and ran it for a few years. So this is actually the story of how everything started.
Amazing. So just from that small epiphany whilst on the beach, you ended up going to train to be a yoga instructor. That's amazing. And I think sometimes it is something that just calls to us. We don't expect it. We just suddenly get a feeling that that's where we need to be and where we want to go. Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. I think the best things in life just come to you. And as you said, we have a feeling about something. And it's good sometimes to follow our instinct and what our gut says. Yeah.
Yes, I think we need to listen more to our instincts. A lot of people, I think we've come to a point in our lives where we're not listening to our instincts enough. I don't know if you ever read the book. There's a book called Women Who Run with the Wolves. And I've been talking about this book a lot recently. And it is all about, especially us for women, that we're not listening to our intuition enough. We're not listening to that gut feeling in our bodies. And I think we need to start listening to our body more, and we'll probably end up doing more things that we enjoy, more things that we love. We'll be happier people.
Yes. I agree 100% with what you say. And from my perspective, this is also like the whole point in yoga as well, like to listen to our bodies, our instincts. How do we feel? To feel more. We don't feel it. We just think too much, and we don't allow ourselves to feel anymore that much.
Yeah, it's something I think slowly we're getting more to that. I think people are waking up to the idea that we need to start listening to our bodies that little bit more.
Yes, for sure. I think nowadays, the last years, people are turning more into wellness, and they try to find things like exercise and many things that are connected to wellness. And with social media, also, I think it's more, how can I say, it becomes more popular as well, and we see other people doing that something and we want to try, and it's more easier to find something that suits you, I
Yes,
think.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I do think that if we're looking for something, there is a whole community out there which is at our fingertips with regards to social media. And they're portraying their message that it's not selfish to take care of ourselves. Whereas the past, probably earlier like our generation, our parents' generations, they don't really take care of themselves in the way that we want to take care of ourselves. And it's important to do that as well.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
So, so now you're teaching at a luxurious wellness by the sorry, Hippocratic philosophy called Koya. So this is a fairly new hotel here on Kos, but it is a wonderful place, and their whole philosophy I find absolutely fascinating. How does it feel to be part of this space that merges with ancient wisdom and with modern wellness?
Okay, so yeah, I just started there for this season, and indeed, it's a wonderful place. It's the location is amazing. Is amazing. You just have the whole nature around you, the sea, the mountain, everything. And it's true that their philosophy is really connected to wellness, to Hippocrates' philosophy as well. And they try to keep these principles in everything, like on the herbs they use or the food they serve, and in total on the wellness things package that they offer to the customers. So I would say it's lovely to work there. I love it, just doing yoga uh, out under the sky, watching the sea. And for sure, everything is connected. Like, because yoga also is about feeling good, is about this connection, about the balance. So I find, personally, I find lots of similarities with the ancient Hippocrates philosophy about like well-being and what we represent as well. So it's lovely. Yeah, it's really
Amazing.
nice.
So, for those that are not aware, Kos is the island of Hippocrates. It's where Hippocrates was born. It's where he first started teaching the teachings of modern medicine. And there's some amazing connections between what Hippocrates did and what we're doing in modern life now. So, and you can go to the original hospital, you can go to where Hippocrates taught his teachings, and it's just incredible. And to learn about what he did and the herbs that he used to treat people, the lifestyle. So, because Hippocrates was not just about, as we do with pharmaceuticals these days, you've got an ache, you've got a problem, we'll just give it a tablet. He actually used the way of life, um, used herbs that grew in nature to have cures or just to help you along your way. So it wasn't just like a tablet will fix it. You need to change your lifestyle as well. So to have that
Exactly,
connection
exactly.
and to have the tourism industry now really seeing how important Hippocrates' work is, and to have hotels that are actually following his work, especially in the wellness sector, is a huge step forward. Um, I believe, anyway. So what Koi is doing, I feel, is absolutely fantastic.
Yes, for sure. It's really nice to, because as you said, like modern, um, sorry, forgive my English. Sometimes I get confused. Okay. So yeah, now it's more about like giving a medicine to cover the symptoms. Uh, but not many people go to the roots of the problems. And exactly as you said, like changing, when you have a problem, you should go and see what causes that and how you can change it from the root. So only if you just cover it, it will help you for a few days, weeks, months, and after it will come back again. But if you change the roots and the whole point, the whole base of everything, then we talk about healing and about well-being, I think. And it's good that we have some hotels like this that represent this, and people can come from their countries to relax and come inwards and spend time with ourselves in this nice environment. Um, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, perfect. So this takes me on to like what yoga's all about, really, because yoga's all about healing and finding yourself. So in your experience, can you tell me what yoga is truly about?
Yes, for sure. Well, yoga actually, it's a whole philosophy. Like it started in India. It's I would say, like a philosophical system path. That's literally means yoga means union, like connection with the whole. You know, and then in the West, we usually take it and see it as just exercise or just doing some weird poses with the leg behind the head and stuff like that. But it's much more than that. It's a whole way of living. It's a whole way of living. Of course, like see, this is connected with the Indian culture as well and other things and religion and everything that don't we cannot follow like this because we live in another country, other culture, we're different people. um, but we can incorporate this in our lives, in our lifestyles. This is what I believe. Yeah, I guess it's all about it's very holistic. It has like 8 limbs actually. It's about the relationship with the self, about the how you live with the others, with the rest of the people. It has some, like I would say, rules. Um, Not rules, but I forget the word now. Yeah, just it shows you ways to do in your everyday life, with other people, with yourself. Then it has the asana, which are basically, in simple words, the poses that we do for the body. It has the pranayama, which is basically the breath work, the meditation. So lots of aspects are yoga is lots of things, lots of things. Mostly in the West, Greece as well, we do the asanas. So we go and we do flow, we do postures, we do all these things, which is fine, it's perfect because through the body you can go to the deeper meaning as well. But yeah, this is yoga. It's holistic and it's a union. It means union and connection between living in harmony with your body, your spirit, your minds, and with the others as well.
And how has your personal yoga practice evolved over the years?
So my personal yoga practice changes all the time according to what I need. Lots of yoga styles. Lots of there is you have Hatha Yoga, which is basically the the base. Everybody starts with this. You have Ashtanga yoga, more dynamic, needs lots of discipline. You have vinyasa, faster, yin, restorative. There are lots of styles of yoga. And for me personally, I'm doing a little bit of everything because I'm a person that gets bored easily. So I always do different things in my life. But about my practice, I usually, there are periods of my life that I need something more active. So I go more into practicing more dynamic things, asana, like about asanas. And I want to challenge myself and improve in certain things. And there's some other times, some other days that I really feel I need to rest and listen to my body and just relax and do some gentle yin yoga. I do lots of meditation as well every day and journaling. And yeah, in conclusion, I would say that my personal practice just changes according to my needs and my lifestyle. I try to keep some discipline, so I try to go to my practice, don't leave it for a long time. But one day I might feel to do like this, another day I might feel like this. Now some teachers will hear me and say, "Oh, but you should like be more disciplined, you know." Well, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not, and I'm happy with that. I have accepted myself in this way. So I just go with the flow, with how I feel it, with how I feel it. Yeah.
I think that goes back to that whole point of listening to your body. What do you want? What does your body need at that time? And if there's so many different types of yoga out there which calls to different needs, different wants, and that's the beauty of yoga, that it's not one thing fits all. It can follow your lifestyle. It can follow the fact that 3 years time you'll be a completely different person to what you are now or 3 years before, and you can constantly evolve and connect to it no matter what.
Yes, exactly. I think this is very very relevant what you say, because we change and our everyday routine changes as well. Like for me personally, sometimes I might work like crazy. I used to work like 14, 15 hours a day and doing physical work. So at the end, I just needed a practice to calm me down and restorative practice for my nervous system. Other days, when I have lots of free time, I just, gonna spend like 2 hours and do a proper practice. And but exactly, I think this is what about to listen to our bodies, to listen to what we feel, and try to stay disciplined. I mean, to go for it, to go to the gym, to go to the yoga class, to go to the Pilates class, uh, but try to incorporate it according to how we feel, because every day is different, and of course, we need different things, especially women. Like when we have our circle, is at the beginning we feel differently, at the end we feel differently. We need, our body changes a lot, so
It
we need to
does.
listen to it and just see what it really needs a certain day, and just take care of us and go for it.
At the end of the day, we're not machines, we are living creatures, and every day is different. And especially for women, because we do have the cycle, we do have that monthly cycle, and every month we feel different as well. And connection to the moon, all these kind of things, and we're going to feel different at different times. And it's true. This whole part of expecting to do the same thing day in, day out. And I think we had this culture 10 years ago that we should be able to perform and progress all the time. I think now there is more of a culture that we are listening to our bodies, and therefore we want to do different yoga today. Or maybe tomorrow we don't want to do yoga, we want to do a hardcore session in the gym. But the point is that we're listening to who we are, and we know that there's a place for yoga um, at different times in our lives, different stages in our day or in the month.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
So what would you say to somebody who's never tried yoga, but they do feel like this urge to want to give it a go? They maybe even feel intimidated, because I do hear this a lot, that yoga to a lot of people is quite intimidating, because you see all these videos these days of people doing these crazy poses, headstands, handstands, splits, etc. They think that you need to be super flexible to do yoga. What's the advice you'd give to somebody that wants to give it a go?
Okay, thank you for this question. So basically, I hear that a lot as well, like, oh, I'm not flexible, I cannot come. But this is why you should come, because it will help you get flexible. So yeah, there are so many different classes, different styles that somebody can go. And people that are doing the splits and the headstands are people that have been practicing a lot. They're no beginners. So I would say to somebody to give it a try, to go to a yoga class, to go to a beginner's yoga class. They don't need to go, they cannot go to a advanced because they're gonna injure themselves. It's good to start with beginner's class. And I would suggest, of course, now you have apps, you have YouTube, you have everything. But I think it's better to go to a yoga teacher, to a yoga studio, and speak with them and tell them like your needs, because everyone wants to start yoga for a different reason. Some people want to do it for flexibility. Some people want to do it to help them relax. Lots of different ways that things that somebody wants to start. So you go find your teacher, and they will recommend you which class would be suitable for you to start with. You can just try. I mean, go one time, try and see. If you like it, you can stay. If you don't like it, you can try something else. As I did. I tried a few classes and I didn't like them. So there are lots of space for everyone, lots of different styles for everyone. And do you know what is about yoga? In a yoga class, we're all a community, we share an energy, but everyone is on his own. So it's not, we don't, everyone is different. We don't see each other. We don't compare to each other, because we're all unique and special. And for a beginner, if you go there, you do your best, your teacher will help you and guide you to that. And nobody's going to actually look at you. I mean, when I'm a beginner and I go somewhere, whatever, I'm so nervous about myself. So I don't see the other people and think, oh, they're not doing it right. No way. No way. And also, after, the most experienced practitioners, because they have been in your position, they started like you, they will never judge you. They will feel nice that somebody else is starting this, and we're going to grow the community. So I think it's not, shouldn't be intimidated or shy. Even if you feel like this, just give it a go, just try and see if it suits you. Yeah, this would be my advice.
Amazing. Great advice. And I just want to add to that, because you said you tried different classes and you didn't like some of the classes. There's a connection to instructors, in my opinion. And it doesn't matter whether it's yoga, it could be Pilates, which is what I teach, fitness. Um, just because you didn't feel it in that class doesn't mean you're not going to feel it with another instructor in another class. So trying different people as well as different styles is also a good thing. And it's not because there's something particularly wrong with that instructor. It's just that that connection is not there for you. And that instructor's not going to take offense at the fact that you didn't connect with their class, because they're connecting with lots of people. Energies are different. So it's all about finding the right energy for you as well. So would you agree on that, Christina?
Oh, yes, I wouldn't agree more to that. It's all about energy. And of course, as you said, you cannot connect with everyone. Like, you might go to a class and it's very experienced instructor, and you just don't connect. It's the whole thing. Is the instructor, is the energy of the area, of the space, of the other people, of this specific day, because it must be a day that you are angry for a reason and you just go there and, it's not the others, it's you. But exactly, it's about the energy. And this is also in life. We're not friends with everyone. We're not, we connect with certain people in specific in every different aspect. So yes, for sure, if you go to a class, uh, to any training program, Pilates, yoga, anything, and you don't like it, you might try again. And I'm sure for everyone, there is somewhere that you will feel a part of it and feel the energy. And then you can follow this one that suits you, that feels for you.
Ah, wonderful.
It's all
So
about
we're
energy
going to
at
go
the
on
end of the
to
day,
more.
isn't it?
Everything is about energy. That is for sure. And we need to understand our own energy and the fact that we don't feel the same on a daily basis. And we go through stages where we'll be friends with somebody for a few years and then we'll move on to another friendship. It doesn't mean that that person's a bad person. It just means that we've evolved and we've changed. And in this moment in our life, we're now looking for something different. It's
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Works like that.
So
Yeah.
now we're going to talk about personal growth and self-development. So you personally have been through your own journey. I've been through my journey. It's why I'm here on course, through my personal growth and self-development. Um, would you like to share a bit about what inspired your personal growth and your journey, and what it looks like for you?
Okay, so there are lots of things apart from yoga that have inspired me. And yeah, I've been actually into this journey for lots of years. And it's,
I
there are
think life
phases,
is always
then
personal growth.
yes, it's always like that. And I believe that the healing journey, the personal growth is not something that it starts and goes straight. It has ups and downs, especially the healing journey when you are discovering yourself and working with yourself. It always has ups and downs. I think the deeper you go, the more things come to the surface. And sometimes you might feel lost and you might feel, oh, I'm not doing things right, I'm doing something wrong. But this is a part of the process of the personal growth. So, yeah, for sure, yoga is a very big subject in my life. In terms of personal growth and my healing journey. Um, I also like read a lot. I studied psychology as well in uni. That was my first subject. So I tend to go deep and analyze things, and it has helped me a lot as well. But for me, I'm open. I think this is what helps me because I'm open to different things. I'm open to advice. I'm open to get inspiration from uh, different things in my life, from other people. Um, so I think there are lots of things that have inspired me. People, for sure, there are certain people that they were a huge inspiration for me. And all the work I've done with myself, because I've done a lot of work and I'm still doing, and I have still a longer way to go. But yeah, I think inspiration can come from everywhere. It can come from a lady in the store that is super polite with you, and you just had a bad day, and you then feel, oh, there's some nice people out there, It can come from a book you can read or from a quote you see on Instagram. If you're open in general and see things and hear things and be aware in your life, I think you can get inspired from everyone. From every person can give you something. Animals can show you something, and simple things in life, I think.
I would totally agree with that. If you go through life being open to the environment, we'd say, that's around us, and looking for the good in that, and we can be influenced very easily. I had two wonderful ladies come to my Pilates class yesterday evening, and the class was not the perfect situation. It's a sunset class, and we had no sunset because it was cloudy, but they were so positive and they were so grateful that they could be in that class. And that made me feel amazing and made me feel appreciative of these people, of these very open people. They're like, we're just here for the experience. And to be around more and more people like that makes me feel better. It makes me want to experience more and more and to share myself in that kind of way as well. So to try and give that vibe off as well as receive that vibe.
Yeah, that's amazing. Exactly. They feel they come from the experience, and sometimes as instructors, we feel that yeah, something didn't go as expected, but the people that connect with us see it and feel it totally differently. So, and you also like, I love your posts every day, Evexia. Community has grown so much, and that's lovely, and I'm so proud of you. And I love your
Oh, thank you
nice
so much.
quotes you post. They're so inspirational. And it's nice to wake up and just read something positive every day, you know?
Yeah. I think positivity breeds positivity. Negativity breeds negativity. So if you're around negative environments all the time, you're going to feel negative. Whereas if you're around positive environments, you're going to feel positive, and it's true.
Yes, true, true, very true.
How do you believe that self-development and inner work is essential, especially in today's fast-paced life?
Sorry, can you repeat? Because I lost the connection a little bit.
Yes, no worries. Why do you believe self-development and inner work are essential, especially in today's fast-paced lifestyle or fast-paced world?
Yes. So I think what I say is very connected to what we said before. I think self development is essential and is essential to be aware of ourselves and know ourselves better and know what we really want to do in life. Just to be happy, you know, at the end of the day, you just want to be happy. So, yeah, as long as we have the rhythms are very fast and there are lots of stress, I think it's necessary to focus on ourselves and see what we truly want in our life and who we truly are. And I think it's very, very, very important, which I've learned through yoga as well, to be aware, which means like aware, we're not aware, most people, because we do everything fast, like we drink water. Mechanically, we scroll the phones, we eat while watching TV and scroll on the phones, and we don't pause to realize what we're doing. The breath is shallow, is, you know, there are lots of things that we're doing and we don't realize that disconnect us from our true self. So I believe that when you're being aware of your life, everything you do, it doesn't matter, each day is not perfect, but everything you do it with awareness. You know what you're doing, you know why you want this in your life, why you go around these people, why you choose this job. So as long as we're aware and we know ourselves, we are happier. I think we can live a happier life, and it's very important also because the most you know yourself, then you can put your limits, your you know, like to what to say, learn to say no, learn to accept things you really want, and to try for the things you really believe and stand for yourself. So that comes to all the aspects in life. And also I believe that it's good to just be able to take a moment, 1 minute, when we are overwhelmed, something happened, we cannot handle it. Take 1 minute, focus on your breath, become aware of what is happening. How do you feel? why you feel like this. Observe your emotions, observe the situation. And just after this 1-2 minutes, you want to be totally different. And this, I think, comes with self-discover, with the work with ourselves. It takes time, okay? It sounds easy. It takes time, years maybe, but I think it's necessary.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's a continuous journey. I think that our whole life we're gonna be looking to do self-development and grounding ourselves and setting up boundaries. And I think every stage of our life we're able to deal with things differently. So how I dealt with things in my younger days is very different to how I see things now, I would say. And that allows us to keep going. And you said briefly about knowing your limits, about setting boundaries. And I see this, especially with my clients on a daily basis, people unable to say no. And then they get overwhelmed and stressed. And then they have this anxiety because they need to perform. It's like a circus show. I need to perform all the time. Whereas you need to look at what is important to you. How do you look at what is important and to say no to those things that are not gonna serve you in any way, shape, or form. But obviously, we know that you can't say no to everything. You want to help other people out, but it's learning to find that balance between.
Yes, 100%. Balance is the key in this. Setting boundaries is so important. And when something you cannot avoid it or you want to do it, you just balance there. Yeah, for sure. This when you don't set
In what
boundaries,
way?
it can be really harmful. And I speak from very personal experience. Like you do that for a whole life. Um, it's really harmful. Yeah, it can cause lots of mental issues, lots of mental problems. So it's necessary.
It's true.
And at the end of the
What?
day, oh, sorry. Yeah, and that's like at the end of the day, we don't. If we're not good with ourselves and we don't fill our batteries, how are we gonna help others and give energy to the others? You cannot. How do you say in English? You cannot take from an empty cup. Exactly. You
Exactly.
said something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can pour from an empty
Yeah,
cup.
you can't. You can't drink from an empty cup, and you've got to you your if your batteries are not charged up, how can you an empty batteries is not going to work, so you need to recharge your batteries to be able to continue.
Exactly. Sure.
In what way can yoga serve this? So it can be a gateway to self-discovery, emotional healing. How does yoga come into the play?
Um, yeah. Again, I lost the connection. So can you repeat once again? Sorry. Once again, the question,
Yes,
please.
no worries. um How does yoga come into play with self development? So it's a real good gateway to self discovery and emotional healing is yoga. How does that work?
Okay. So this is connected to what I talked about before. Um, Yoga helps you to learn better yourself, helps you to create this awareness. Um, for example, if you go to a yoga practice and you're moving on the mat, you learn to become more aware because you learn how to breathe. You learn how to move using your breath. You learn how to adjust, how to put yourself on a certain pose that is more beneficial for you. So through this practice, because if somebody's not familiar with this, you would see people doing a flow and see, yeah, but how it helps. It actually does because you create this awareness during the practice, how to breathe, how to change a little bit. A small change on your leg can change the whole feeling in a certain pose. So these things help you in your everyday life as well. Um, because yoga is what happens after the mat. you practice on the mat, but it's how you use it after in your everyday life. How you can stop and breathe when you're overwhelmed. How you can observe your emotions. How can you observe in general in your life, observing how you feel, observing the situation. It's all about observing and being aware. From my perspective, this is my opinion. So I think it's something that for sure helps. Uh, it also is also a lot about balance, having balance in your life, and of course, having balance in our life is something that we learn and is necessary for our journey as well.
Can you share a moment where yoga or any spiritual practice has helped you through a particular challenging period?
Yes. So I like the spiritual aspect of yoga a lot, to be honest. I'm very into that. Um, yes, yoga came to my life on a period that I was not feeling well. I had some issues, and it was always there on a very difficult and hard times in my life. So, if I can name about two most difficult times in my life, yoga helped me because I like when I went to India to study, I was facing one of the most difficult periods of my life. So it helped me because I dedicated to that and I realized lots of things about myself and about life in general and how life is. And after just the last years that I've been through burnout and anxiety, it helped me um, because I realized that, like, this is another long story, but I've been through that, and I don't mind speak about it because I think people are shy sometimes, find it as a taboo to speak about mental health, but it's something that most people go through, and it's very important to show that it has happened to me as well. It can happen to everyone, and it's good to know people that they can always find support and get aware of mental health. Anyway, this is another story. So yeah, it helped me through my anxiety and my burnout a lot because I realized that now what I was teaching all these years, I need to practice it on myself, and I need to pause and I need to look after myself and listen to my body, what I need. So this awareness and this self-care helped me a lot to get better and go on my healing journey. It was always there for me. I love yoga. It's just always there for me when I need it.
It's like that hug that you need, and it's always there.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank
And
you
do
for
you know,
sharing.
oh, yes. Um, yeah, and it also helped lots of people because it's so much um, it's deep. It's deep. It's about emotions, about things like that. And when I was running the studio, I had so many students that came to me, and it helped them so much to also yoga helps you to how do I say, there's certain practices to release, help you to release a lot. That's why you might see people crying after some classes, because it relaxes your nervous system, and you finally feel safe to get rid of suppressed emotions. And there are lots of yoga practices that help so much with the suppressed emotions, and I've also done lots of some spiritual practices connected to that. So it's good to give you, it gives you space to release, to be yourself, to release all these suppressed emotions, to cry, to yeah, just releasing. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. It is really important to share stories of mental health because it has been a taboo. But I do think we're moving forward, and I do think it is people are talking about it more. And I think it's really important because we feel it gets worse if we don't talk about it. If our mental health is not dealt with, we feel worse and worse and worse. And I'll tell you from my experience, just before I moved across, I was in such a dark place that I tried to take my own life because I wasn't talking about it, or I was trying to talk about it, but people were telling me that we shouldn't be talking about it. And it got worse and worse and worse. But now I'm more open to talking about my mental health and talking about my journey. And I feel like every time I talk about it, weight is lifted off my shoulders because people are relating to the story, or people are needing to know that they're not alone, that it happens to so the statistics in the UK, for example, 1 in 4 people suffer from serious depression at some point in their life, or mental health issues. I would say that it's probably higher than that these days. It's just that the statistics are from when people were going to the doctors or telling people about it. I would say the majority of people now do have mental health issues, but there's also more things out there to help you with it, and more people there willing to talk to you about it. So people can come to you, you're open about it, so people can come to you and talk to you about it, or come to your yoga and feel that they're in a safe space because they relate to you, because you understand what it feels like.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to share your story as well. When you shared it, was really inspiring, and it's really inspiring as well to see how people have dealt with it, and then they have found a way to get over it and go on and find what they really want in life. And exactly, I think that if we share, the most we help people to see that they're not alone, that they can relate to someone and they have faced the same difficulties and same problems, so they can speak easier about it. And we all have a different background. We've raised in different families. In some families, the like things were much more strict. Some societies are so closed, and you don't feel free to talk about it. So the most we do, the most we help people overcome that, um, that keeps them back, and they can realize that this is normal. It's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to talk about it. There's always somebody there will understand you. Maybe the first 10 people you will speak to will not, because they're in a totally different vibe or phase, or have different background. But for sure, there are people out there that can relate to you and can really help you, and give you advice as well, or just listen, because sometimes we just want somebody to listen. We don't need someone to tell us what to do. We just want to
Yeah.
talk to someone and feel that they really listen to us. Because sometimes people just here to answer, not to understand. I feel this lack of compassion in general. Uh, but there are lots of people that have this compassion a lot, and they're so inspiring. So yeah, so I think we should talk about it and help each other.
Yeah, the world is a better place when we help one another. And I will always say to anybody, any of my friends, any of my clients, that I'm always here to listen. If you need somebody to listen, somebody to talk to, I won't judge or anything. I will listen to. I may give you my experience, but I'll never give you my opinion. You might relate to my experience, but I will always be there to listen to what you're going through.
Yes.
So moving on, because we got a bit deep there. What are some of the small daily rituals or practices you would recommend to someone who is just beginning their inner journey? So going back to those little details.
Okay, so maybe yeah, maybe 5 minutes in the morning when we wake up, we can give this time to do some gentle stretching and to breathe with awareness. Spend 1 2 minutes just to observe the breath, and then like few minutes to stretch the body. I think everybody can do that. It's something easy. Also, I would recommend some people like writing and journaling. This helps me a lot as well, and it helps lots of people. So I think a ritual, nice ritual could be if you, at the end of the day, you can write maybe the three things that you liked most about your day, or in your mind, just say it as affirmations. This can be at the beginning of the day as well, waking up and say three affirmations, positive affirmations, and at the end of the day as well. And basically, these 5 minutes affirmations, breathing, stretching can be beginning of the day, end of the day, during the day. Yeah, I don't know if I answered your question.
You did definitely answer
What do
my
you think?
question for sure.
Okay.
And they're good little
Because I
things. You're
use
starting off
like sometimes
small.
when I speak in English, yeah, I start from somewhere and I just go somewhere else, but
I think anybody does that, no matter what language they do it in. I think it just, you start with something and then your mind goes, and that's just the way the thought process works. But we're about those little things. If you start off trying to do the smaller things, the bigger things will follow, basically. And that 5 minutes a day is a good starting point for sure.
yeah, you don't go for
And
you always start with a little bit and then you go further. It's really overwhelming if somebody tells you, oh, you start with 1 hour yoga practice every day. Uh, it's difficult if you're not used to it. So 5 minutes,
yeah.
I think, is fine for everyone. Everybody can have this 5 minutes.
Um, are there any books or teachers or experiences that have had any profound impact on your path?
Yes, for sure. I will not say names now because they're not people that they might know here in the island. But there were some teachers when I was in Athens in some yoga studios that inspired me so much. There were two women in a studio I was going. They were mother and daughter, and I don't know. I just love their energy and their knowledge, and everything they were doing was from their heart. So I got lots of inspiration from them. That was before I became a teacher as well. And then in India, all my teachers were amazing, and especially two of them, I felt really connected, and they gave me so much knowledge and so much inspiration. There are lots of people. If I start saying people now, yeah, there are lots of them, and also my first students helped me so much because they believed in me when I first teached, and they are so important. Like they will have always a place on my heart because they were first people believed in me, and yeah, they gave me inspiration as well and helped me to become better. Books, I would say I read a lot. Osho, Osho, Osho. His books were maybe the first books I read. Easy reading books, not very difficult words, and it's for everyone. So his books were the first ones. Some books with chakras that I read. And I have another book that I liked a lot. I just don't remember the writer. It's called The Secret. It's a woman writer. It was a bestseller, and she had wrote three. It's The Secret. I think I have them in Greek. In Magia, like the magic, and Idinami, the power, if I say it right. Yeah, and lots of others, but these are
Amazing.
the first that came to my mind.
Incredible. It's amazing that mother-daughter duo, they basically brought you into the yoga world. And
Yeah,
that's
and of
amazing that
course,
they
like some
gave you that space.
yoga books, like the Patanjali Sutras, the Hatha Yoga Pradepika, but this is more specific that I got from my training and after. But the other books I mentioned are just books that you don't need to do yoga to read. I mean, like I
You could
nice
send
books
me
for
those
self
books.
development and
If you send me the titles of those books and maybe the authors, if you got them, when
yes,
we
yes, that's
publish the
true.
podcast, I will
Yeah,
put
yeah,
them
I can
in the.
send you the titles because yeah, now I have them all in Greek and I'm trying to translate in my mind, but sometimes the Greek title and the English title are so different. So
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
I will send you after this podcast. So you can post.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Wonderful, amazing. So we're going to start to wrap up now. So I've got a question for you. What does wellness mean to you personally?
What yoga means to me? You said
What wellness means to you?
wellness means to me. Yes, wellness for me is something holistic, and it's basically feeling good on our own skin, feeling good physically, emotionally, and in our mind. So wellness for me means that you feel good, you give yourself the right nutrients to have energy. Everyone is doing a different diet. Like some people are vegan, some are vegetarian, some are meat eaters. So you just find what works for you better, what gives you energy, what makes your body feel well and strong, and yeah, find a way to exercise, even if it's Pilates, gym, yoga, dancing, trekking. Um, so just feeling good physically with what you eat, with what you do, have the strength and the energy to function during the day, and also emotionally, of course, and spiritually, to live in balance, I think. To feel good and live in balance. This is wellness for me.
Wonderful. You couldn't have put it any better, in my opinion. And then finally, if you could leave our listeners one message about the importance of connecting with themselves through yoga, self-inquiry, or simply slowing down, what would that message be?
So, the message I would like to give to all people out there, women and men and everyone, to listen to ourselves, to listen to our bodies. The body is something that can hide lots of emotions, lots of problems, lots of issues. And by listening to our body, we can make our life better. So just listen to your body, listen to your heart, listen to your instinct. Just listen to yourself and love yourself. Love yourself as much as you can because you are the most important person in your life.
What a wonderful message to end with. And I fully support that message to everybody that's listening out there. Thank you so much, Christina, for an amazing chat today. I've learned so much about yoga, so much about you, and hopefully all our listeners will resonate to what we've been talking about. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gilly, so
Ladies and
much.
gents,
It was lovely to speak with you. It was a lovely conversation, and I hope lots of people will listen to us and get inspired. And it was an honor being here, and I really enjoyed it. And thank you again so much.
you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Everybody, thank you for listening. I hope you've got something from this amazing podcast that we've had today. If you did like our podcast, please like it. Please comment. Let us know what you think. And also subscribe to the Evexia Effect. We're on Spotify. We're trying to do something every few weeks. And if you're wanting to know more about what Evexia is doing, please visit our website, evexia-cost.com. You'll see all our previous podcasts, all our retreats, all our classes, and you'll also see that we're now part of retreats in Greece as well. So anything you need. If you want any advice, all you need to do is message me, and we're always here to help you. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and we'll speak soon.
Bye, everyone.